What's going on, guys? Gomes here, back again on another MLB The Show 20 Diamond Dynasty video. Today we are going to go over our 5th inning program predictions. If you guys aren't aware, you better start being aware. It is going to be on Friday. Quite soon we're going to have the 5th inning program. So of course we're going to have 3 new bosses. But this time it comes with a catch because they gave us this little blurb. The 99s arrive with a hidden legend reveal in the program. Let me know who you guys think, who you guys hope the new legend and the new bosses for the 5th inning program will be in the comment section below. Before we hop into this one, make sure to leave a like before we get things going. I just said before again. Subscribe if you're new. We just hit 40,000. Really do appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. And that being said, let's get into it. So a couple things I want to say first and foremost. Now, the same thing, and this is going to apply pretty heavily for what I'm going to talk about here, because I'm a firm believer in the fact that I don't think we're going to get any repeat bosses. Any guys that were bosses last year, I don't think we're going to see them in boss programs again this year. It's not happened to this to thus far. And also, if you're to think about headliner players, there's only been 1 repeat, which has been Cole Hamels out of nearly 30 packs. So it is quite rare that they are repeating guys in the same area they were located last year. And the first card, we're going to talk about the new legend. We're going raw, pull out the condom right away. There is, of course, infinite, well, not technically infinite options, but there's a lot. There's a lot of guys who don't play in the MLB anymore that were quite good at their respective position. But who I think it's going to be is Thome. Thome is, I'll admit it, kind of somebody that I would really like to see, and I'm sure anybody that you guys are going to list is obviously going to have some bias within it. That's, you know, inherently obvious. You're not going to pick somebody you hated or some random, you're not going to pick Joe Creedy as the new legend, I don't think. Scott Pasednik maybe, but Thome, this is a trend that they have kind of been going off of the last couple years. They really seem to put a priority towards, well, in terms of the guys that have recently retired, the guys that have recently made the Hall of Fame. If you think about it, Mariano Rivera just made the Hall of Fame pretty recently. He got into the game. There's many examples that we have of this. Frank Thomas, pretty recent Hall of Fame member. He was added in MLB 18. And you guys kind of know, if you guys have been following, Pudge recently got in. He's into the game. That was last year. They seem to have a favorite towards the guys that are recently entering there, because I don't know, those are people fresh in our minds, and Thome would be a fan favorite, so that would be a reason to add him there. He would be a lot of fun to add into the game. What would his card look like? I was going to draw up a sketch for you guys, but I really just did not have enough time. It took me a while to set up a couple things, particularly for this video. The thumbnail basically put a lot of work in the Thome and other card that we are going to talk about, but Thome, of course, would be a first baseman with the Cleveland Indians. You know, hopefully would have third base as a secondary. That would be cool. He'd be a lefty bat with a ton of power, not going to play defense particularly well. Almost in a way, I would think, maybe you think of a left-handed Frank Thomas. That would be a pretty good way to think of it. Played in the same division, played pretty much around the same time. Thome retired a little bit after Frank Thomas did, but lefty bat, I wouldn't say David Ortiz necessarily, but he would hit a lot of home runs. He would be so much fun. He would be a great bat, and defense would be serviceable. If it's a young Thome, you'd probably have, I don't know, 65 fielding. If he has a third base secondary, probably play that bad boy at a bronze shield. I would love to see Thome added into the game. Now, that being said, that's my new legend prediction. Also, first baseman is a position that we really need. We haven't seen a new first baseman introduced in quite a while. One of the boss programs being Todd Helton. We've seen 1 headliner, 2 event cards. Not that many first basemen for how big the position is. Going on to my next guy, of course, we are going to be talking about a pitcher. Now, pitchers, I think it is last year it was all but 1 program, maybe all but 2 programs. There was 2 instances where there were no pitchers introduced at all. I think there is going to be one this time. I think it's going to be a starting pitcher, and it's somebody who I mentioned, I think, for the 2nd inning. That's going to be Orel Hershiser. I think this would probably be a better spot to put him anyway, because this is the 99s arrive. Technically, it's not confirming everybody's 99s, but you would think, you know, multiple, at least 2 of them are going to be 99s, I'm going to say. Orel Hershiser. He has never gotten an exceptional card since he's been in the game, and it's a travesty because everybody loves this card. He's usually the Dodgers collection reward or a good Hershiser. We have an 84 right now. It's still got some use towards the early part of the year, but he has great pitches, especially this year with the sinker meta. He's not going to throw that hard, but in a 99 version, I think he probably have like a 95, maybe 96 four seam with the 93, 94 sinker, if you ask nicely. 114 stamina, 94 hit 9, 84 K9. This is from MLB 18, 92 overall card. Hershiser was a beast. I really think his hit 9 would probably be close to 110. His walk per 9, I'm not sure based off of his best years. It depends if they gave him a MVP or Cy Young award card for the pitchers, prime card or a signature card, but I would imagine probably close to that 90 to 100 range. And then good K per 9, despite not throwing overly hard, he still strikes out and miss bats. So Hershiser would be fantastic. Another guy who I think would really be deserving of a boss card, mentioned him a lot last year, is going to be Max Scherzer. Now, they did actually release a clue. I'm going to throw on the screen right here about a new flawless reward. It's clearly a Tiger. Some people think it's Scherzer. It's obviously not Scherzer for many reasons. His best card wouldn't come for the Tigers. Damn it. That obviously wouldn't make sense. And 2, it's more than likely Casey Mize. You can kind of see the end of an E, and Scherzer or Verlander, their names are simply too long to fit that square in the uniform. So it's not going to be him, and Scherzer really deserves a good card. Yes, he always has exceptional live series, but I really think he deserves, a 99. This is a 97 finest, released way at the end of the year at MLB 18. Last year, he didn't get any other cards in his live series, and this year, he only has his live series, and let's be real, nobody really uses it. Name the last time you guys saw somebody throwing Max Scherzer on the hill. Probably not too often, because you only face Corey Kluber, really. But Max Scherzer would be great, of course. He would probably throw on a prime card near 98, 99 miles an hour on a 4-seam. He's not going to have that sinker unless they decide to, get real kinky with things like they have with Fernando Rodney, Cole Hamels, and all those other guys. But I don't think he would necessarily need it. He still has great pitches. If this is a 97, and if a 99 includes 100 plus stamina, near 90 walk 900, probably 110, 115 K9, and near 110 hits per 9. This would be a fantastic card for Max Scherzer, and I really hope we see either him or Hershiser as really good starting pitchers, because the feather wasn't good. This is also, the Oswalt's been decent, but this is another instance where there's no pitchers, so what I was referring to earlier. And then Felix was good, so I want to continue that same sentiment and have all the players be really good options. I don't want it to be a clear favorite, and I don't think it would be. Now, my last pick, there's a couple positions that I think are worthy. I was thinking about the closing pitcher spot. We just did get Chapman. I was thinking maybe a guy like Kenley Jansen. I don't think they're going to roll him out quite yet. I'm going to say outfielder. I'm going to say right field, not center field, because we just got Ellsbury. And these are my picks. The first one, Giancarlo Stanton. Now, I debated this for a couple programs now, and I was always thinking, is he too good to be released this early? Because if you think about it, a 97, and I could see them releasing like a 97, 98 Stanton. You don't need to buff him up to a 99. Maybe they'll fudge his, clutch or stealing and boost his overall up that way, but you don't really need to. If you had a 90, 299s and a 97 or 98 Stanton, this is still going to be a fan favorite. More people would almost be flocking to this card opposed to the other two. Insane power. The vision doesn't matter really this year. It's going to matter if you don't have your PCI in the vicinity of the ball. If you don't know how to play, if you don't know how to hit, it's going to suck. But if you know how to relatively use your PCI to your advantage and you're pretty good at hitting, it's not going to be a huge deal, because he still has a good amount of contact. 107 against lefties. you know, amazing power, good defense. Right field has gold, 88 arm, and maybe if they did boost him up, maybe that's something they boost him up to like 86, so he has gold defense at left field. I don't know, did he ever play center field whatsoever? It would be nice if he could play center, just in case. He doesn't have a great amount of speed to have out there, but you know, options are always nice to see. And again, Stanton, MLB 19, MLB 18. Last year, I want to say he was released in September. The year previously, he was released, I want to say in like Christmas, when they had like the bullshit collection rewards, because there's no content. They had to find somewhere to put these cards in. It would make sense. Those cards that we never get to use until the very end, start bringing those over, which is kind of what they did with Griffey, ended with Chipper. I think that trend is going to continue. Another guy, Stan the Man Musial. Now, he doesn't have, you know, Stanton power, of course, but he would still be really good. I do think his Immortal was better, but I don't think they're going to release, you know, an Immortal type player quite yet. Because if you think about a guy like Thome, if you think about a guy like Stanton, there's still things they're not good at. Stanton, vision, defense isn't the greatest, speed isn't the greatest. Thome, defense and speed are obviously not the greatest. We don't want to have the all-encompassing Willie Mays quite yet. Stan Musial, that being said, is amazing. 125 maxed out contact and vision, near 100 power per side. I don't think anybody really got a whole lot of use out of this card. He was a Signature Series pack. I want to say he was like the last leg that they put him in, kind of alongside the 99 Miggy. Decent defense, can also play first, which is a nice compliment, and 53 speed as well. And he's a lefty bat, so you guys know. Jim Thome, Stan Musial, of course, I have a lefty fetish. This has been addressed. We know this. It's not hurting you. It's fine. You don't have to worry about it. Stan Musial would be cool as well. I'll be honest, I've never really used a Stan Musial card all that much because last year when this card did come out, I had much better cards already, and there was really no point for me to get it outside of just, you know, variety. I think Musial, this would be a good time for him. Release him earlier on in the year so more people have a chance. And honestly, I think this would be a fantastic program. You know, again, I am pretty confident in the fact that we're going to get a pitcher. Otherwise, it really could be up to anything. I think first base is not necessarily a lock, but pretty likely. Other guys possible, like a Joey Votto. I was thinking about Frank Thomas, but he was, again, kind of the same thing as Giancarlo Stanton. I don't know if he's just too good to release now because his power and his contact, his pure hitting is so good, and it would pretty much be the best hitter in the game, which that's really not what they've been doing in the program so far. These guys have not been the best at the time they've been released. We're gonna have to see, like I said. And then Jim Thome, my pick as a legend, it is completely out there. It's not completely out there. It's a pretty sane, rational choice, but it could be anybody. You know, it could be somebody from the 1800s, could be somebody from 1930. It could be Pepe Alazar. For all we know. But let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Do you think my predictions could come true, could come into fruition? Let me know what new legend you guys want to see as part of the 5th inning program, and what other 2 cards you want to see there. I would imagine at latest on Tuesday, we're going to start getting reveals for that, and I, of course, will update you, do more news videos as that goes on. But yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. If you guys did enjoy it, leave a like down below. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. Thanks, and Saudi.